practitioner of Bhakti Yoga for more than 45 years now. He is the direct disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Known widely as the traveling monk, Indradyumna Swami is a prominent international figure with students and followers throughout the world. His Holiness is always on an adventure, sharing the glories of devotional service and Krishna Kirtan wherever he goes. Indradyumna Swami conducts massive missionary programs, including the legendary Festival of India, that has been traveling the Baltic coast of Poland every summer since 1990. Hari Bol! This festival also forms an integral part of Paul and Rock Woodstock Festival that attracts around 1 million youth over the course of 4 days. So Indradyumna Swami's festival team distributes hundreds and thousands of sanctified vegetarian meals to festival goers and share the enlightening practice of Kirtan Mantra Yoga with everyone they meet. Since 1995, Indradyumna Swami has written volumes of autobiographical books entitled Diary of a Traveling Monk. He is the inspiration behind the dancing white elephants and all the artists collaborating tonight. Having studied and practiced devotional yoga in India for many years, His Holiness will share with all of us how the wisdom of ancient India is relevant in modern times. We implore you to open your heart and mind to an enlightened soul, a person of absolute integrity. His Holiness, Indradyumna Swami Maharaj!
हरे कृष्णा। अच्छा, आप में से कौन कौन है जो सिर्फ हिंदी जानते हैं? सिर्फ हिंदी जानते हैं, ऐसे कितने लोग हैं? 1 2 3 4, only 4. Okay, so then Maharaj will be speaking in English because there are only 4 people who know only Hindi. Hare Krishna.
This is good. That was smooth.
Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyanangana Shilakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Shrapitam Jan Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayan Didanti Swatidanti Kama Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin, I'd like to say that I'm very honored. It's a great privilege, actually, to be here this evening with all of our students and our followers from the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in the midst of such an august assembly of very important people, VIPs. Thank you for attending this program this evening. Most important, I would like to give a big congratulations to Butter Business for their 10 million subscribers. Headed up by Vivek Bindra, a very famous person. Actually, I've been coming to India for a number of years now. In my travels around India, I meet VIPs. I meet important people. And this name often comes up, Vivek Bindra. I was always wondering, who's this Vivek Bindra? He's so successful, an entrepreneur, and helping companies start up, and teaching and educating young people, especially in business. And I was very satisfied to learn that he's a very surrendered and faithful disciple of His Divine Grace Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He shows his true spirit by not taking one iota of credit for the success of 10 million subscribers and everything else that he's doing to help educate this country, and especially the youth. But he gives all the credit to the youth, especially, who help him. I was very touched to learn that when he comes here in where his programs actually spread all over the city of Delhi, has different offices and so on, but when he goes to check up on his people, they're working very enthusiastically at 11 o'clock at night. It sounds like my festival tour. So we know that it's hard work. It's a dedication of wanting to uplift people, give them better education, give them a better chance, make India a better country. But really, I know the inspiration comes from serving his Guru Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So this is a very nice combination of talent in helping others and giving people the opportunity to understand what is the original culture of this country. India formerly was known as Bharat. Bharat has different meanings, of course. One meaning of Bharat is light. India is famous as the country of light. Not necessarily in the sense that it's a subtropical country, it's a lot of light here, but light in the sense of Divyagyan, or transcendental knowledge, which was studied and practiced by the people of this great country with great earnest and sincerity for thousands and thousands of years, actually. Only recently, with the advance of Kali Yuga, have things began to change a little bit, so much so that one famous Indian author, his name was Mahasham, he wrote a book called The Glory That Was India. Of course, India is still today a very glorious country. There's a huge population here. And economically, they're making great strides of advancement, which is good. But the sages tell us that economic development, that material progress, which every human being needs to feel safe and secure in this world, it should never be at the expense of our spiritual lives. Economic progress, material progress, yes. I saw India in the late 1960s. There was a struggle here, just with the basic necessities of life, and now we're happy to see India making so much progress, and we hope they make more progress. But it should never be at the expense of your spiritual culture, because your spiritual culture is meant to light up the whole world. There's a saying that if you lose your money, okay, didn't lose so much. If you lose your health, you actually lost something. But if you lose your spiritual life, if you lose your connection with the divine, if you lose your connection with God, with Krishna, you've lost everything. So the trick is balance. To find that balance in life. Like one of the incarnations of Krishna, he's the source of so many avatars. Ite chamsa kalopumsha ushnashtu bhagavan swayam indriyak takalam mukam vidante juge juge. This is from the Bhagavad Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. All of the above incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions, but Krishnashtu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. And from him are coming so many emissaries, so many avatars coming to remind us of who we are, what's the purpose of life, and how to achieve it. So Lord Buddha, he came at a particular time in the history of the human race, and he saw how people were living, and he gave very sound advice. Spiritual knowledge is not something that goes out of fashion. I met a girl the other day, she said, in Indian, she said, do you believe all those skinny guys living in caves thousands of years ago telling fairy tales? I said, shame on you. Srila Vyasadeva was a great, excellent literary incarnation of God, and he was writing down the Vedic literatures for the people of this age, not fairy tales, absolute truth. That absolute truth which we found in our Vedic scriptures is applicable 5,000 years ago. We can benefit from it right now, as we saw in the play. So many instructions we can learn how to live our lives now. And that knowledge will also be valuable 5,000 years from now. This is the nature of spiritual knowledge. It doesn't go out of fashion. It should always be in fashion because it satisfies the heart from within. So Buddha said the middle path. You take care of your material responsibilities. We have this body. We have our families. We have our city. We have our country. We have our planet. Global warming. Hey, we got to be careful. We should be concerned with that. But we should never forget that Divyagam is the most important part of our lives, because by that knowledge, by practicing spiritual life, just a little bit every day, we can free ourselves from the entanglement of material life. Material life, it has its ups, but it also has its downs. Just like a coin. The coin has two parts to the coin. There's the, what would you say, top and the bottom. Heads and tails. Before the rugby game or the cricket match where they flip the coin. So it has heads and tails. Two sides. So life, as we know it generally in this world, it has two sides to it, happiness and distress. One philosopher I was meeting one time in Moscow, Russia, he said, "So Swami, life's got its ups and it's got its downs, and you just tolerate the downs and go on and try to be happy." I said, "That's plan B. Plan A is to be happy all the time." No, he said, "That's utopia." I said, "No. To be happy all the time, because that's our nature. That's how Bhagavan, how Krishna created us, to be happy all the time. Just like when you have children, with your householders, your parents, you're hoping the very best for your children. You want them to be happy all the time. So God is the supreme creator. Aham bija pada pita, he says. Pita, I am the seed-giving father of all living entities. Not just India, but the whole world, the whole creation. We're all parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of God, and our happiness lies in a loving relationship with God. Just like the intrinsic nature of sugar is that it's sweet, the intrinsic nature of salt is that it's salty, the intrinsic nature of water is that it's wet. So our intrinsic nature, as spirit souls temporarily residing in this body, our intrinsic nature is to always be happy. And that happiness we find in a loving relationship with the Supreme Personality of God. So that has to be revived. And in the midst of all these lives, in the midst of our busy lives, we have to find time. We have a peacock fan here. In the midst of our busy lives, we have to find the time to find that spiritual satisfaction, to find that joy. We have to make that time. Because material life is not all that there is. It's not going to completely satisfy us. Because, well, one of the first things we learn in studying Bhagavad Gita is that we're not this body. We're the force of life within the body. We are the spark of life within the body. We say in Sanskrit, Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit. I'm not this body. A little hard to understand because we're so conditioned. But we're not the body. The body, it's made of matter. And matter in any form is not conscious, it's not living. We have the stage, this microphone, we have the seats we're sitting on, we have our clothes, they're all made of matter. But that matter is not conscious, it's not living. Matter is dead. So what is this body made of? It's made of the same matter. It's not living, it's not conscious. What gives the body the semblance of life is the soul within the body. And that spirit soul is who we really are, and the real opportunity of life, beyond material progress, is to go within and discover who I actually am. Otherwise, we won't reach that happiness that we're all looking for. If we have anything in common in this world today, it's that we're all looking for happiness. Our spiritual master used to tell the story of a man one time. He was walking down the street and he passed a pet shop. And outside the pet shop was hanging a very beautiful cage with a South American parrot in the cage. The man, upon seeing this cage there, he became infatuated by it. Just like we become infatuated with our cage, we look in the mirror in the morning. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? You are. We're infatuated with the body. But the body's only 72% water. Are we 72% water? No. There's something more profound, something more dynamic. So he looked at the cage and he said, wow, I want that. And he went inside and met the owner. And he asked, how much is the cage? And the owner said, the cage and the bird are 1 lakh rupees. He said, oh. That's a good idea. He said, oh, that's very expensive for a cage. And the owner said, no, the bird in the cage are 1 lakh rupees. Oh, so expensive for a cage. Sir, the cage and the bird. He said, anyway, I'll pay 1 lakh rupees for that cage. This is a true story. So he paid 1 lakh rupees and took the cage home. And being infatuated with it, not being able to see beyond it, he cleaned the cage, he decorated the cage, put flowers on the cage, and he spent hours, days, weeks. And some friends came over and he was very proud. Look at my cage. The friend looked inside, but what about the bird? The bird? The cage is beautiful, isn't it? So in this way, the bird gradually became weaker and weaker and weaker and fell unconscious. So, why are we telling such a simple birdcage story? Because we're in a similar situation. We're very enchanted with our body and everything that's connected to the body, the clothes, the house, etc. But unless we feed the bird inside, we won't find the happiness that we're looking for. So the whole process of Bhakti Yoga, it's very practical. It's not that understanding this philosophy that human life is meant for understanding my deeper spiritual nature, my connection with God, how to revive that. Getting that message, right, it's not easy to get that message. Vasudeva Saramiti Samahatma Sadurlavaha. Krishna says after many lifetimes one begins to get the message. Human life is meant ultimately for self-realization. But it's not that we have to be like our forefathers in previous ages and run to the forest half naked and grow our hair long, don't cut our fingernails, sit on the deer skin next to the kusha grass, and fix our mind on the tip of our nose and chant Om. Yes, that was practical in a previous age. It's no longer practical. Each age, there's a different process to become self-realized because there's a theme running through human life, a theme running through the creation. No matter what age it is, human life is meant to become self-realized. In Satya Yuga they meditated. In Treta Yuga they had ritualistic activities. In Dwapara Yuga they went to the temple. But in Kali Yuga, You can see here in India, people are becoming less and less and less spiritually inclined, enamored by the material progress of Western countries, which is fine, again, but not at the expense of our original divine culture of Bharat. So we need a process which is, like you could say, a concession for this age. Be who you are, an athlete, a teacher, a politician, that's not so important. It's what you are inside. How do you awaken that dormant love for God, which is ultimately the visa back to the spiritual world. We hear in the spiritual world, life's eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. And if you make a comparative study, this world is temporary, some ignorance and some struggle. So you make the comparison, like you go to the market and you buy a mango. If the mango's green, you want a fruit salad, you leave it. If the mango's got nice yellow and some black spots, as I learned from the cooks, you purchase that mango. So human mind needs to analyze, so we can analyze this world compared to the spiritual world. And don't think that there's no spiritual world. There is a spiritual world. Great personalities come from there from time to time. Sometimes the Lord comes himself in different incarnations. Sometimes he sends great saints like Augustine Muni, Srila Vyasadeva, so many acharyas. He's always coming to remind us about the purpose of life. So those souls are not ordinary people. They don't act like ordinary. They're transcendental, which gives credence to the fact that there's a transcendental world. So in the age of Kali, the most applicable, easiest means to becoming self-realized in the midst of all our activities has been described in the Brihat Narayan Puran. Thousands and thousands of years ago, great sages wrote down what is a simple process for making spiritual progress in the age of Kali in the midst of all our busy activities. Harinama Harinam Harinama Eva Kevalam Hello Nasteva 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 Bhakti-ramnata. The most simple and sublime process, not only for the people of Bharat, not only for the people of India, who should be the first ones to step forward because of this pious birth in this country. It says in the Shastra that the most pious people in the universe take birth in India, because here there's so much opportunity for becoming God conscious. But irregardless, even Western countries, the easiest means is to chant this 32-syllable mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There's some class of philosophers here in India who say no. Only if you're born in Brahmin family, only if you're Paka Brahmin Saraswati Brahmana, can you free yourself from samsara. But that's not the history of this country. What about Valmiki? Valmiki was the illustrious author of what? Ramayana. Everyone in this country, even today, they love Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman. They love the Mahabharata. It's the original love story, the pure pastimes of the Lord and his devotees. An invitation back to the spiritual world. Who's the author? Valmiki. And Valmiki, before he was the author, he was, and I hate to say it, but it's to be said, he was backward. He maintained himself with a group of thieves outside the village. People would come, pilgrims would come, and he and his thieves would rob the people of their belongings. But one day, one great saintly person, Narada Muni, taking compassion on Valmiki, he said, "Sir, what are you doing? This is sinful activity. Sinful will take you to Narak Loka. You should become a devotee of God." No, you should. How do I become a devotee? You become a devotee of God, all sin goes from the heart. All material desires are washed away, and you experience praying, the highest happiness, love of God. So he agreed, the thief. So Narada said to him, just chant the name of God. And the thief, Valmiki, said, what is the name of God? Wrong. He had a difficult time because he was so sinful that Narada had an idea. The guru has to be more intelligent than the disciple. So he was chanting, I can't do that, he said. So then Narada said, chant the name of death. You like to kill people. So what is the name of death? Mara. So he tricked his disciple. Valmiki started, Mara, 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 Rama, Rama, Ram, 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 Ram. So here's an example of someone who's fallen, but by the potency of God's name, was elevated to the most transcendental position of being the author of their honor. What's another example? Today, this evening, we have hundreds of examples. Devotees, what we heard this evening, from 35 countries. All over the world. They are also very simple. But by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They have also been elevated to the transcendental platform. The face is an index of the mind. So if you look at the faces of these devotees from 35 countries, there's one feature that's common to all. It's a smile. Very hard to smile in this day and age when there's so much anxiety, so much stress, so much fear, so much doubt. But those fears, those doubts, that stress, that anxiety cannot remain before the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's Hari. He's all auspicious. Just like at nighttime it's dark. Everyone's afraid of the dark. But when the sun rises, all the darkness goes away. In the same way, when the sunshine of Krishna consciousness rises in one's heart, by chanting the holy names of God, fear, doubt, stress, anxiety, they go away. And nowadays, it's not uncommon to be stressed out, to be in anxiety, is it? Therefore, you go to the pharmacy and you take pill. You take a pill. You take a pill. You take a pill to counter that pill. You take a pill to counter pill. You drink liquor. That's what people do who don't know the science of Veda, the science of Krishna consciousness. You don't need to do that. You can transcend. If you're from Lithuania, Estonia, Russia, Australia, it doesn't matter what you did before. When your heart is cleansed, your pure divine nature comes forth, just like the spring of water bursts out of the ground, sweet fresh water. What's the proof? People want proof. It's a scientific age. The proof is all these devotees sitting here. They have embraced this culture because this is not a foreign culture to them. Aham bija parapita. Krishna is the seed-giving father of all living entities. So this means any creature on this earth is originally Krishna conscious, originally God conscious. It's the natural way of life, and it's natural to become God conscious. This is a movement which can actually unite the whole world on the spiritual platform. People are looking for unity in this world. They're looking for respect in this world, care and concern. But they see so many differences. Different countries, different languages, different colors, different ideas. We'll only achieve peace when we realize what we actually have in common. It's not our language, it's not our country, it's not our skin. What do we actually have in common? We're all part of a great family of God, a family of Krishna. Aham bija parapita. If you have the same father, you're brother and sister. So this philosophy of Krishna consciousness can unite the whole world. Stop war, stop hatred, stop violence by realizing what we have in common. We're all part of God's family. And it's working. There was a saying by Rudyard Kipling. in 1889 in this country. He said, "East is east and west is west, and never the twain shall meet." Well, Mr. Kipling, I'm sorry. East is meeting west, right above the Atlantic. Because all the intelligent boys are leaving India to go to America to do IT. And all the Western boys and girls are coming to India to learn the science of Krishna consciousness. So East and West have met over the Atlantic. The two planes are crossing. But East and West, they can cooperate together. The material progress that we see the West has developed over many centuries can be shared with the spiritual wisdom of this great country. And people can live a normal, peaceful life, at the same time making spiritual advancement. This is India's gift to the world. India has the most precious gift to offer. Every country has something to offer. This great country of India has the greatest gift to mankind, because through this message you can achieve mukti, you can achieve liberation from this world. So this message has to be propagated. And our spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he took this message to the West. And the result is so many boys and girls, now men and women, old guys like me. For 50 years we've been practicing Krishna consciousness. And we come back to this great country with the same message. Please, the people of this great country, Bharat, Jai Hind, don't forget, this is your real glory. History books, scholars in the future will praise you for lighting up the world with transcendental knowledge. Of course, the West has some knowledge, but it's like comparing an abridged dictionary to an unabridged dictionary. India has the best culture, the best food, the best philosophy, the best God, Krishna, Ram, Buddha, like that. And it's natural. Let the world be enlightened with Krishna consciousness, let the world achieve peace, and let the world be happy by the message of the Bhagavad Gita of this great country of India. We ourselves, we're Westerners. We've adopted your culture. We are your adopted sons and daughters. You please engage us in spreading this message of the real family, Krishna consciousness, all over the world. This is a little program this evening. I have a festival program. It's a little bit bigger than this. But I would be very happy to bring this program, as you see it this evening, to every town and village of this great country. Let everyone see the original culture through the Western devotees. My gosh, that's why we call it Indradyumna Swami's program festival with dancing white elephants. Yes, we can come and present this culture so people remember and imbibe this culture. We're here to serve you through this festival program. Please engage us. Once again, my great thanks to Vivek Mitra and the Buddha Business, and congratulations on your 10 million subscribers. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna.